Hello students, in today's class we are going to learn about formulas and functions in Microsoft Excel. Let us first see the difference between what is a formula and what is a function. So one of the most important attributes of Excel are formulas and functions. Formulas are the user defined instructions to perform calculations, whereas functions are the predefined inbuilt formulas that come in Excel. So functions are inbuilt and formulas are customized. Now formulas in Excel. Formulas are used to perform calculations involving addition, subtraction, division and multiplication. A formula establishes a relationship between two or more cells. It is an expression that can include cell address, number and arithmetic operators. So we can have both simple as well as complex formulas. Now remember, always a formula begins with one equal to symbol. So a formula always begins with an equal to symbol followed by cell reference and operators. Elements of formulas. A formula in Excel can contain any of the following elements: references, operators, constants and functions. What are references? A cell or range of cells that you want to include in your calculation is called reference. Operators. Symbols like plus, minus, multiply, divide, hash, etc. all these are known as operations. They specify the operations to be performed. Constants. Number or text values that do not change in the formula and remain fixed throughout are called constants. Functions. Functions are predefined formula that we used in Excel. So we can also use functions inside a formula. Now let's understand all these elements with example of a formula. Say we have a formula equal to A2 plus B2 into 5 minus sum inside bracket E3 colon E5. So here we notice that the formula is beginning with equal to symbol. Then we have some cell addresses like A2, B2, E3, E5 etc. E3 colon E5 is also known as range, which is given inside the parenthesis in front of a function sum here. We see operators like plus, multiply, minus used here. We have a constant phi. We can create both simple as well as complex formulas in Excel. So a simple formula is easy to form, like equal to B2 plus B3 plus B4 plus B5 plus B6 plus B7, like this I have added, and starting with equal to, so it will give the sum of the values in cell B2 to B7. So this is one simple formula here in which we are directly clicking on a cell to give its reference in the formula. So this process is known as pointing. We can also create complex formulas in Excel. Say for example, if I want to find simple interest of the given principal amount, rate of interest and time, then I will need a formula equal to P into R into T divided by 100. So such a formula is known as complex or compound formula. So compound formulas are used when more than one operator is required. So whenever we are using more than one operator, it is called a compound formula. We can also use formulas on text values. So the formula on text value is used to add up the two text values and join them together. The process is known as concatenation. Remember, we can only perform addition on text. We cannot perform subtraction, multiplication or division on string data type. So to add two text values, we need a special symbol known as ampersand symbol. Let's understand this with the given example. Say in cell A1 I have KIPS and in cell B1 I have India typed. And in the formula bar in cell C1 I would type equal to A1 ampersand B1 and hit the enter key. Then the answer or the result obtained would be KIPS India in a continuous manner. We can also add a space between the two joined values by enclosing single space with quotation marks. For example, in the above case only, if I write equal to A1, then ampersand, double quotation start, space, double quotation close, then ampersand B1, then the answer obtained would be KIPS space India. Now let's see what is a cell range. A range is a group of contiguous cells which form the shape of a rectangle. It can be a group of two cells or as big as the entire worksheet. So we specify a cell range by the first cell of the range and the last cell of the range separated by a colon symbol. So if I am having a range from cell A1 to say D3, then my cell range name would be A1 colon D3. Same way, if the first cell of my range is C1 and the ending cell is C10, then the range will be indicated by C1 colon C10, where C1 is the starting cell and C10 is the ending cell. We can select a cell range in multiple ways. So adjacent cell ranges can be selected by clicking on the first cell in the range and while holding down the left mouse button dragging it to the last cell. This process is called drag and drop method. Another way to select a cell range is we click on the first cell of the range and then we hold the shift key from the keyboard and extend our selection using the arrow keys, or we click on the last cell of the range and the selected cells get selected. Another method of selecting a cell range is using the F8 function key. For this, first we select the first cell in the range and then we press the F8 function key and extend the selection by using arrow keys. To stop the extension of the selection, we press the F8 function key again. We can also select some non-adjacent cell ranges. For this, we click on one cell and then we hold the control key and we click on the another cell. In this way, non-adjacent cells can also be selected. Now let's see how to use a range in a formula. Click on the cell B8 and type the formula equal to sum inside bracket B2 colon B7 then bracket close and press the enter key. The total will be displayed in the cell B8. So here we observe a dashed rectangular box appears around the cells which are selected. So in this way we can use any cell range in any formula or function. We can also rename a cell range and give customized names. Now let's see how to name a range. So till now we have seen how to use a range directly in a function or a formula. So we can also define a new name for our range. For that, select the range for which you have to define the new name. On the formulas tab in the define names group, click on the define name option. The new name dialog box will appear. In the name field, you type your own desired name for the range and you click on the OK or save button. The range will be renamed and a new name will be given to the range. We can also define the scope of our range, whether we want to the range to be available inside our workbook or outside that workbook also. So say here name is given units underscore sold. So this is a customized name here given. Now there is a comments box in which you can give optional comments related to the name you have selected so that a new user can identify or you can identify your range by just reading the comment section. Now if instead of range I use the customized name in the previous formula, the formula would look like equal to sum inside brackets units underscore sold, where units underscore sold is a customized name for the desired cell range. So note here, range names are not case sensitive, but the first character cannot be a number. The first character must be a letter, an underscore or a backslash. The range must not be the same as cell address. We have to keep these pointers in mind while naming a range. Now see here example of usage of a customized name. So equal to sum inside brackets units underscore sold in cell B8. When I hit the enter key, it will give the sum as it gave in the previous example.